Coach, first of all, welcome back to Turkey.
Thank you.
Great to see you here again. You spent the last 4 years in the NBA with Dallas, Brooklyn, and Atlanta. How would you sum up that experience?
Oh, every experience, every season was different. Now I know it's a four years since I left EuroLeague and left Turkey, but it's for 4 years I can write a book, and every year can be a new movie, new chapter in my movie or my book. But it's I think the life is mix of all this experience. Once when I get retired, I have a lot of memories, good and bad, but it's life. I think that's, Dallas versus Brooklyn versus all these teams, Atlanta, like a lot of different experiences. But, getting older and then you think you saw everything and then you realize that you haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the people, when it comes to the basketball, everything's changing. Everything's moving. So I have no complainings. I understand that someday, my family will live in Phoenix, Arizona. That's our home base. That's home. But someday when I retire and I put a flip-flops on, I get a lot of memories that a lot of stories that I'm going to remember. I'm going to tell my grandkids.
I gotta say, it's great sum up in 1 minute.
Right.
Yeah. But you recently worked with Luka, Trae in that period. Did that change anything in your coaching approach? Working with these kind of superstars?
It changes a lot. And this is a new era. There is nothing that you can compare with this new era. Think about Jason Kidd, who was great point guard. I'm not talking about his moral values and quality as a person, but I'm talking about is one of the greatest point guards ever played. At that time, he was Luka Doncic. But not even him as a head coach couldn't really tell Luka, listen, let me tell you my story. Let me tell you my experience. Let me give you my experience. Because there's nothing that you can compare to this new era. And then started with money. Because nobody at the age of 24 was making Supermax deal, projecting they're making even more and more and more. And that changes everything.
By the way, you are talking about on the court and off the court, right?
Both. Michael Jordan cannot walk in a locker room and say, like, listen, let me tell you my story. Because it's not the same time. Speaking about previous experience, I was with in Brooklyn with Steve Nash, who was a head coach, right? That was his first job. And Steve Nash was one of my closest friends in the game of basketball. And, one of the nicest people, and completely, I can talk about Steve for hours. But man and basketball player that I really admire. Really one of the greatest stuff. And in the moments when we had a long nights and we lost some games and his disappointment in the team and et cetera, I told him, listen, you were just playing this league for almost 20 years, 17 years. And you retired, 7, 8 years ago? And he said, yes. And I told him, you never played in this league. This is a different league. It's got nothing in common. You never played in NBA. He was like, what do you mean you don't? I played 17 years.
After your explanation?
Nothing. Yeah, of course. And he understands. Like, this is a new era. So coaching all these guys and the power that they have, and obviously game belongs to the players. Nobody, the fans who are coming to watch EuroLeague, Turkish National League, they're not coming to watch me. They're coming to watch Osmani and Shea Larkin and Vincent Poirier and our players. So it's not about coaches. It's not about media. It's not about, referees. They don't come to watch referees, right? Or coaches, with all respect. So this game belongs to the players. But this is a different ball game. The power that players are having it's significant. They're very powerful.
As you said, the game is changing, and with so many players moving between Europe and the NBA, the styles actually are getting closer. From the outside, what caught your eye about how EuroLeague has changed?
Ooh, it's a long, it takes, long answer. It's the same, but it's different. A lot of I can answer this question in a way that like everything is similar, and it's a lot of, it's much more different. It's more different than people would think of, in a good way. I think that's, if you like cinematography, if you like movies, like every genre is good. So if somebody asks, what do you like better, drama or a thriller? So like both, it depends on the preferences. EuroLeague is definitely becoming all league. It's one of the oldest league, in fact, it's not my opinion. And this new rules with the NCAA and the fact that the young guys, talented European players are going to college, which is new ball game, is changing landscaping, whole landscaping of the world basketball.
Do you think this is dangerous for European basketball?
Every decision or any movement, anything what's happening in sports, not just basketball, in sports is based on economy. It's not what's the best for basketball or coaches or some geniuses, like we have to create we're making no decisions. Economy dictates what's happening. Economy dictates that NBA controls the whole basketball world. But to answer your question, we're paying price. When I'm saying we, just EuroLeague and European market is paying price not to have the courage to play young guys. What was the last time that we played 17, 18 years old kid in a team that he's playing EuroLeague?
Very hard to remember.
Very hard, yeah. Because coaches are on the spot. I have to win every game. And I would rather go with an older, veteran player than go with a young guy because I know my time is ticking. So I have to win tonight to save my job. And then it's a luxury. I don't have the luxury to play young guys. And guys are not playing. They're playing Division II. They're going to low-budget teams. They're not developing. We don't work with them because, there's so many games that we play. And I think it's good for them. And think about, if your son is 18 years old and he's got opportunity to go and play for a top team in college and make some money and get education, and on this side, we don't offer anything. You just have to go.
Carry him to the States.
Exactly. You just answer this. So, and we are paying price not to be brave enough and have a courage to play young guys. But, that's the biggest, it's a big difference. It's not easy. Another angle is, since it's a veteran league, a lot of players know how to play. Players are tough, and it's a more physical game. The game is shorter. Shot selection is different because every possession counts. In NBA, we have 5 quarters, 48 minutes, and this is a 4 quarter. So it's the way, shot selection is different. Managing the game is different. So there's a lot of pros and cons. I don't feel that's disadvantage or advantage for me because I'm a European coach who coached in NBA, and I'm an NBA coach who had experience being NBA. So I did both. So for me personally, it's okay. It's not a big difference.
But when you left, Efes had just won the back-to-back EuroLeague. Won its first EuroLeague title, then back-to-back. What needs to be done now to bring back that winning culture?
I mean, it's a simple question, like they had the best roster, they had the pieces who fit together, those guys. Think about Krunoslav Simon in the prime, Shea Larkin in the prime, Micic in the prime, with a couple additions. So the veteran, like Dunstan was in his prime. So great selection of players who were in their prime. And guys who were, team was very well selected. And seeing that the roster was fulfilled with a lot of talent, a lot of experience, and they had just enough, and they were healthy. There was no major injuries, and so I think all this combined, obviously, Coach Ataman was great, understanding the momentum, understanding what the team needs, the way he was coaching. He was perfect for their group. There's no perfect coach. There's a perfect coach for a second team, and he was a perfect coach for that team. So again, like all these things, momentum, understanding that they had a chance to really took advantage of everything.
This summer, you added Nick Weiler, Isaiah Cordonier, and Shemus are all strong newcomers. Was that a clear priority?
Yeah, I mean, they're basketball players, but they're very good defensive players. And when you build a roster, obviously, the anchors, the main pieces are still here. Our starting center is Vincent Poirier. We knew that. He's not with us because he's hurt, but that's anchor. That's Shea Larkin, the captain and the face of the franchise for the last almost 10 years. So there's no doubts, in terms of who are the leaders of the team. And we were adding pieces that that could potentially help us be a better defensive team. Our defense is going to score for us, have a better ball pressure, activities, deflection, steals. And I think we have one thing it's obvious, we don't have a traditional point guard. I think any of those guys can be, we call them push guys. So anybody can be a push guy and start offense, and anybody can be, Nick can be that guy, Cordinier, obviously. We know our main offensive weapon it's no secret. Whole world knows them. Their main guy is Shea Larkin, but we're turning that into our strength. But I think we're a better defensive team, especially on the perimeter position.
You have players who can play multiple positions, and positionless basketball is a big trend right now in both the NBA and EuroLeague. Will Efes play that way too?
I don't think we're a conventional team. And we're definitely not. So, again, we don't have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, which is okay. I mean, my job as a coach is to adapt and to adjust to what we have. So maybe we're going to go 2, 2, 2, 5, 5. That's okay. So, whatever we have, I have to be flexible, and I do have to those pieces, to put them together so they can function as a team. And I don't think we're a conventional team. Definitely we're not.
EuroLeague expands to 20 teams this season with domestic games as well. The schedule is packed, actually. How will your NBA experience help the team handle that?
I mean, that's something that, remember when EuroLeague announced there was a doubleheader and we're going to play more games, and coaches were like in shock, and they were saying, when are we going to practice? And the answer is simple. You get paid to play the games. You don't get paid to practice. So nobody's complaining anymore. It's just they understand and they're accepted the fact that we have to play more games to accumulate more games, more money, and more TV, more fans are watching. So it's economy. It's not sports decision. It's economy, pure economy.
Right.
So, less drilling, more coaching. There's no those times when you can practice twice a day. Honestly, nobody was practicing twice a day. 5 years ago, we had a one practice in Fenerbahce. It was a one practice a day. So that was it. And now I believe that each and every team in EuroLeague is practicing once a day. That's adjustment. Mm-hmm. So there is no 3 hours practice. Mm-hmm. There is 1 hour, 50 minutes that our veteran player is going to give it to me, to us, and say, coach me. So we have to adjust. So it's a challenge on, I don't know if you know that one of the best education is in the Scandinavian countries. And, for example, the best education is in Finland. And one of the things, they don't have homeworks. So that's a challenge for teachers to teach a kids math and geography and history for those 6 hours. When they go home, they don't have homeworks. The point is, they're going to give me, Shea Larkin's going to give me 45 minutes to coach him. They said, I'll give you 45 minutes, teach me basketball. I'm not giving you 3 hours, so we have to adjust.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me. I wish you good luck in the next season.
Thank you so much.